Yo, what's good, y'all? We back at it. Another episode of Dot Connect Wednesdays, episode Thursday, episode 13. Forgive me. You know what I mean? We kind of took a leave of absence. We've been handling some stuff for the university, but we back at it to serve y'all. How y'all feeling out there?
We're good.
Pretty good.
That's what I'm talking about. Yo, Steve, what's good, baby?
Listen, everything's good. I'm just on I'll turn my camera on in a minute.
All right.
Listen, we're gonna do it a little differently tonight. So it's all things Kanye, it's all things Drink Champs, Black Media, Sheep. Just gonna open the floor 2 minutes. 2-3 minutes. I just want to hear everybody's kind of feedback on what's happening with that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and you guys can just raise hands and then we'll just go from there. So it's just a little organized. And I need my rabbit hole guys in too, and y'all know who y'all are. Come on, who's opening up? Wolf, what up?
Yo, what's up?
Let me get that opinion on what's happening out here.
Okay, we talking about the Kanye situation. So yeah, he said some stuff, it's causing some controversy and whatnot, but a lot of people are not hearing what he's saying, I think it's a matter of comprehension, and they also not paying attention to what's going on behind the scenes or the chain reaction. Every action causes a reaction, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I feel like there's a lot more beneath the surface of the headlines, I would say. I know we're gonna get into that today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
appreciate that. Definitely. Who next? Who want to go next? Y'all raise your hand so we can unmute and get y'all on.
I'll be a little transparent. I'm one of those people that's a little bit behind, but I kind of sit there with that side eye like, something else has happened. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not what they're trying to make it out to be. I just don't know what it is yet.
Got you. Honest answer. Appreciate that. Hi, Rob. What you got?
Yeah, I'm loving it so far, man. I think this is what we needed as a people, because there's two things that I've realized that Ye's doing is he's forcing his way out of his contract situations, and secondly, it's exposing a lot of uncomfortable truths that we as a culture need to face and need to be honest with ourselves about. Especially with the way that the economy is going, the world's moving, everything like that. I think this is like everything's coming full circle slowly. You know what I mean? And in order for us to get ahead, we have to face the demons of our past, and we have to actually finally start facing our real enemies, the ones that stole our identities. So
that's what I'm talking about. Talk that talk. Anybody else want to chime in? Kev? Andrea?
I think for me, I don't even see it to be that deep. I'm just a person that follows the news and listens to what he says. Kanye been doing stuff like this for years. But what really hit me is whenever he said, I can do all this and all that, and Adidas won't do nothing. But they did something. So for me, I don't follow behind a lot of the conspiracy talk and all of the extra stuff behind it. I'm like, he made a decision. And for business-wise, it didn't work. I just read an article that said he went to Skechers and it didn't even work out like he thought it would. He done tried to reach out to some new businesses to try to get some new business deals, and it ain't looking good. So, he's going to have to end up starting his own brand. And, going through the articles, it says might take him a while because he in the contract works until at least 2026 with this Yeezy thing with Adidas. So they still got his brand and name. So what is he taking with it? What is he gonna be able to do? So I think it's just gonna do like everything else. It's gonna fade away, disappear. We're done talking about it. Ain't nothing gonna change, and that's it.
Definitely a good way to look at it as well. You know what I mean? Because we've been at this fight. This ain't the first time. This ain't the first rodeo. So definitely understand that.
One thing that did get me that I was talking to my cousin about, like, okay, so you're going to take his brand, his name, and his product and say, well, screw you. We just gonna kick you out. We're gonna keep your shit. I was like, what the? I said, you know what? No, I don't care what he says. I don't care what he does. That is some underhanded shit to do to somebody.
Absolutely.
Yo, I got something else.
Talk to him.
So like, it's what's happening today. Like, I know we talking about Kanye, but at the end of the day, all of this stuff, the 19 stuff, you know, the Ye stuff is provoking people to think about shit that they choose to ignore, whether it was intentionally or not. So at the end of the day, you know, what I'm looking at is the amount of energy our people put towards these things, you know, that they're not putting into things that we all know need to be addressed, that we're living through day to day. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying about it being bigger than Ye and what he's doing. There's a lot of shit, you know, it could go as far as deep as just credit and financial literacy itself. You know, not knowing the financial system that we're in right now. You know, yeah, we talk about what it's about to transition into, but again, our people don't even know what Swift is. They don't know. They don't want to learn about what credit is. You know, but they're not scared to swipe that card. You know, to get some crab legs. They ain't gonna think twice.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, straight up.
Nah, that's dope. Good take on that. Any of the queens in here tonight want to say something? Want to chime in? Christine or Andrea? Y'all can unmute yourselves and say something if you want to, or drop it in the chat. All right, they silent. They ain't saying nothing. Now, so my personal take on this, right? And this is not to influence anything. Kanye is becoming more aware, you know what I mean, of who he is, you know what I mean, as an individual and as a collective, us as a people, you know what I mean. And I know he is starting to address it. So he's ruffling feathers. Now this is intentional. This I know for sure. You know what I mean, just off a lot of the interviews and stuff that you kind of see him talking. The media always does this. They always paint you as crazy, right? You know what I mean? He's out of his mind. He's on medications, right? They always want to blackball you when you color outside the lines. Anytime that you say something that is harmful to the masses, they co-sign it, right? You're never punished. You're never, you know what I mean? It's nothing, right? In one ear, out the other. They cool with it. Music, same way. You know what I mean? But when it comes to you speaking something that's positive and you're affecting influence or just thought-provoking messaging, right? Especially to a certain group of people, instantaneously, it's frowned upon. It's anti this. You know what I mean? It's like, and those who truly know, nothing he said was anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you know what that word truly means, right? And he's talking to a certain group of people, which is us, right? And he's trying to wake people up and let people know, like, listen, I don't subscribe to being controlled by anybody, right? Whatever I feel I can say, I'm gonna say it. And this is how every man should be. Every man should be able to stand on what they say, right? Your opinion doesn't have to be politically correct, no matter what your status is or your stature is. You should be able to speak your mind and say whatever. I seen something today. I think Steve posted it, actually. I seen a conversation back and forth. And I'm pretty sure he'll probably chime in on it. But Kenny Burns and the guy, one of the guys from EYL, you know, they were going back and forth in a conversation. And Kenny Burns was basically like, yo, you can't say what you want to say. Huh? Like, that don't sit right with you even coming out your mouth. Like, I don't know. That's just my texture, right? I'm cut different. I'm going to say what I want to say, when I want to say it, how I want to say it, right? I have enough respect for myself to not truly intentionally want to offend somebody when I'm speaking, right? But the truth is the truth. And if it's your truth and you stand on it and you speak what you feel, that's that. You know what I mean? Nobody should be able to censor or control that. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not telling you about, you know, we have other hate groups and stuff like that. And when you spewing hate messaging, I'm not saying that that's right and that should be allowed, but at the end of the day, it is freedom of speech, right? People should be able to say what they need to say and that be that, right? Now we all understand as universal law, there's consequences to what you say and what you do, right? So on a Kanye level, I'm all for him speaking his mind and saying what he's saying. On the censorship side, super whack, and it's proving his point. It's letting the masses know, listen, everything that he's saying is spot on. There's none of us, black and brown people, that's at the top echelon running these companies, running all of these companies that's instrumental in all of these different markets that the world eats off. And at the end result, if the people themselves stop subscribing to the BS, right, and everybody starts to create their own things and we all start to operate out of our own ecosystem, we're the ones who add flavor to everything, right? But it's just the way our mindset is set up. They've done a job on us. A lot of times we not doing our part to stand in our own and create our own ecosystems to where we can all be self-sufficient. Because without us, none of these companies exist or thrive. None of them. There's no billionaires, there's no nothing. They all go away because at the end of the day, they're doing nothing but eating off of us. Our culture is what's doing it. Any commercial you turn on right now, it could go down to deodorant. You hear it's a hip hop beat behind it. It's an urban influence to it. You know what I mean? Like all the messaging is all centralized, it's all directed at a certain group. It's targeted, and that's on purpose. That's by design. Kev, I see you got your hand up. Talk to him.
Yeah, I had cut out for a minute. I think if he takes this opportunity though and recreates his brand himself and shows us what a top executive is supposed to do in a company for us, that will prove exactly what he was going for. But if he just lets this die out, then what was the message? I think that's the only thing I'm worried about, is him allowing himself to let it die out. I need for him to keep talking, keep going. I know he just got into it with Parler. He bought Parler, and he can speak his mind there and do what he need to do. But if he can keep the movement going, that'll be great. But if it dies out because he lets them just come back in and be like, nah, you can't do that. You want your money back? You want your billionaire status back? You'll stop.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Steve said the same thing the other day. He said, yo, that would be ultra whack to hear him just out of nowhere come back with the apology. You know this normally happens. I think I said but
that's different. That's very different from what he said though, because I want to be separated from all of these comments.
Right.
Because where I'm going with this is not about an individual. It's not about a billionaire. Everybody's enamored by titles in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? People don't like the messenger, but they're not hearing the message.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not going to seek the message, you're not going to get the full scope of this picture, because what you're looking at, most of the masses is looking at headlines, right? That's created by who? Because if you don't hear it coming out of that man's mouth in the last week, you haven't heard the truth, right? The context. You know, when you do these interviews, they cut out a whole bunch of stuff and they stitch things together.
Mm-hmm.
This is the society we live in, right? Because it's all about the soundbite. Fuck what the truth is, right? The soundbite, because what they do is in the media, when we listen to it, they have us conditioned to automatically believe from the headlines. I know that for a fact, because you know how much information I send out to this group, and people don't read the second sentence that offers the answer to the question they just asked.
Mm-hmm.
We're limited to the amount of characters that we can read. You feel me? This isn't a country built on free thinkers. It's never been, right? I just did terrible at school because I never listened, but I didn't have a problem, right? I just knew there was different ways of doing math. So I got punished early on. They thought I was cheating. They used to have me retake the test, a different test, and sit at the front of the class with nobody around. Because they're like, how are you doing math and you're not showing work? This is the conditioning of the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to do things accordingly. Now, most people who aren't entrepreneurs won't even understand what Ye's going through. So I'm going to take you on a little ride right now. African-American young. I don't even like the African-American thing. I don't even like the black thing. But y'all know where I'm going with it, right? So I'm just going to utilize that. So as you're a business owner, this is the type of fuck shit you got to deal with in this country, right? So I own all these mall kiosks and carts, right? For years, I've been involved in specialty retail. This was a long time ago. So now I'm giving opportunity to people because I'm hiring staff at this point. I'm dealing with malls, Simon Property, General Growth, big companies, right? The biggest mall owners around. You cannot amass $1 billion and be a dummy and be crazy. You just can't, right? Same thing with the president, right? They try to make him, the last president, they try to make him seem like he was crazy and dumb. How do you navigate those waters and be crazy and dumb? Riddle me that, right? So I remember when Monique came out with her Netflix situation, her ask of the public and the people, which is our people, to cancel it, right? So what they do, they made a mockery of her, which I got to understand, right? So there's marketing companies behind TikTok and all social media that we use that create memes out of people, right? So that's another way that they weaponize us. So they automatically, when it's out there, because I have been conditioned like this too on certain cases, and especially the Monique situation, where it becomes a joke and then you miss the point, right? And then I make a predetermination on this woman, and that wasn't fair.
Right.
Now, what I did say was her and her husband could negotiate better, because this is a time where they're worried about what have you done lately. The Queens of Comedy that she was holding on to was pretty old.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I just know the new system. So someone who doesn't understand the metrics of how they look at you would have an opinion and say, wow, she's bigger than she's big. But that's right now is different. Right? When Dave Chappelle came back, where did he go? He went to social media first. That's to control your narrative. You understand? That's the place you can come to speak to your people. So the problem with us is we read headlines and we don't like black messengers. Let's be honest. And this is for my black people that's on here. We do not like black messengers. That's the self-hate part. Oh, the audacity of him to lose his company, right? This is the focus now. What individual ever wants to lose money? So what's the message? He just woke up and said, yo, I just want to raise $400 million. It's for as hard as we work in this country. You're telling me this man just woke up and said this. If everybody followed what he said and not what they're carrying, because you got to remember, those big media outlets and those news lines that we read are not carrying what he's saying right now. Every day, there's another situation that he's dropping. He's over on TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. So when you start to listen to the message, he said, yo, I didn't do this for me. Because for a long time, Kanye's always been a me person, which is where I never really connected with him fully as an artist, right? But he said something that was profound the other day. He said, he learned this from Tupac Shakur. You have to get the money first and then go to war. Now, listen, look at the history of who Kanye's mother is. Look at the history of who Kanye's father is. Mm-hmm. You don't come from those offsprings if you weren't ready to, right? Because he's always had that lashing out approach, but it was always for his art and not for people, right? But this is what he needed to do to get the money. So I could tell you from just 5 years ago, I didn't have the mindset I had right now. So when you're looking at a particular artist, we just think these motherfuckers is just our puppets, right? We don't even see them as people. So it's like, oh, shut up and dribble. Shut up and dribble, right? So LeBron James as an athlete can't have an opinion about politics. But when they need them to push the vaccine, it's no problem. Mm-hmm. You see where I'm going with it? So it's like you cannot give people in those positions power of say. So the NBA will let you go, but so far. The NFL will let them go, but so far. Because all these guys was on Yeezy's dick, right? Yeezy has been the guy who these guys have gone to open up a whole nother audience, right? And that's a culture. Mm-hmm. I didn't get it because I'm not there, right? But I'm sure if I was that age, I'd probably be a little closer to that guy, right? I'm out of the fashion world. I'm out of the, there's no influence in me at this point now. But we're talking about a guy that's relevant in culture. So it wasn't about the first deal the first sneaker with Louis Vuitton. It didn't matter where he goes, Skechers, all things. It doesn't matter. I told you guys the other day, if XRP went up when it just didn't work, or the government took all our crypto and it didn't work, what are we doing? Right? What was my response to it? I can't take my knowledge.
You're gonna get that shit back again.
You see what I'm saying? So when we say things about, wow, how did he lose all this money? He's a dummy. That's because we're coming from the space that we're looking at it from our vantage point, right? So what are you saying? I can't voice my opinion because I may lose some money. I get guys in my DM all the time that I grew up with, and they're like, Steve, I commend you for just saying anything that you want, right? They follow me. And I'm like, well, why can't you do it? And these are guys that own businesses. Oh, you know, I have clients, and if they see that, I'm like, oh, shit. Right? So it only applies to Black men in America. We have to move like this. So when I own these kiosks inside the mall to double back, mall management to come, you know, start to talk or whatever. And then my employees, some of them would butt in as if they own the cart, right? This is a guy that works for me. Or when people aren't around, they're like, oh yeah, I own it. Or when people come up to the cart, they're like, who's the owner? So for so many, I've never had a card that showed owner or CEO, right? Because even when I was younger, I said, you know what? I want them to see me I just want to see how they're perceiving me, right? And it's always been, oh yeah, who do you work for? 100% of the time, right? And then when they find out it's you, you know, now everything changes at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what this man is going through. I was quiet back in those days. I didn't have the voice or even a platform. We weren't even talking to each other. Put it that way. As men, we just don't communicate anything for the most part. Now I'm seeing it more, but I'm just saying this is going back some years.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got to move in this country a particular way, right? I found myself saying, yo, I'm gonna stay out the way. Like, right? You hear things like IRS, snakes in the basement, everybody's scared. Nobody knows why. They got us so goddamn scared to say and do anything. That's what's irking me right now. Yeah, I know this Web3 stuff is coming. We've been teaching you about the decentralization and the power it gives back to the people, but don't you see them stripping us of that shit? So if this guy is just a voice, right, to magnify it, let's look at it from that lens.
Mm-hmm.
But for as long as we, you know, and you remember the headlines are the ones hitting us with the situation. We didn't see a letter from Balenciaga. We haven't seen no letters with what they're saying. So everybody's just getting cut now. But Adidas being a German company that made, you got to understand, guys, Adidas made the clothes that the Nazis wore. But they get a pass, right? Just on a grander scale. They get a pass, right? This guy didn't say anything wrong. Has anybody seen what he said in the headline that's so atrocious? Because you know they would have ran with that soundbite.
They just pushing that same agenda.
Listen, fashion and hip hop is owned by Jews. It's just a fact. They have full control of it.
And you seeing it. You seeing it in real time. Like, why you think he's losing all these deals?
People are mad at a messenger, but then we continue to consume the very things that just don't serve our community. Right? But we don't got a problem with Future. We don't got a problem with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They get a pass, right? So when he said slavery was a choice, nobody listened to the context right after that because they cut it off. And they said that. So clearly, if you hear somebody say slavery is a choice, you got one or two things, right? And I'm noticing people getting upset. But where's the thought-provoking mass right now? We looking at things through one lens. Yo, you know what saddens me the most? That, humanity is, we are headed to a place that is just fucking terrible. And I'm just talking about as a whole. Yes, I will build my community. But God damn, when you got to go to the outside, this experience is whack. It's whack. Everything is a beef. Yo, stay on the message. The guy is talking about things that matter to us. This is why they're shutting him down. So if he's willing to lose $500 million, just listen, find the information. It's a public lynching that's happening right now. You don't think this could be you? $141 million inside JP Morgan Chase. What happens when a bank says, we just don't want to give you your money back? You won't have no recourse from it. Show me somebody who got a check from FDIC on insurance from a bank before, up to a certain amount. It's, what is it, 100,000, 250,000? That's not covering 141.
Mm-hmm.
So brand after brand, company after company continue to just parade this guy around. Oh, we're not no longer doing business with him. This person. Even people that ain't got nothing to do with it don't want to do business with him. That haven't even done business with him.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's getting in on the act right now. You see how powerful that machine is? All right, y'all keep playing. And those very people that are thinking very small, when that social credit system comes, you're fucked. Because you just complying. We just comply for everything. We don't question anything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Training us from young, man. They got these circles on a carpet and they telling kids, yo, sit down there. For how long? And that's the problem, because everybody's really conditioned to just go out there and work for somebody at the end of the day. There's no thinking in that really, man. Because everybody's doing shit that they don't want to do. Now, it's one thing if you're sitting there and you're in your purpose and you're doing your thing. I'm not talking to that audience right now. I'm talking to the guys who are working somewhere and they hate it. And they tell themselves it's up until they get to this certain point. Yeah, okay. You're giving them the prime hours of your life, right? So by the time you get out, you burnt. They give you 2 days a week. I can't with it, man. It's just not in me to ask somebody else for permission for something. It's just not in me. This is being an entrepreneur. It just doesn't work like that. I have to wake up every day and make sense of whatever the fuck I'm doing. No team, no human resource, no nothing. Straight from the muscle. So you see why I can't think like most people? Because I'm constantly thinking. They got y'all trapped with these jobs. I'm telling you this now. You might want to reevaluate it if you're not happy. It doesn't get better. Y'all missing the message. What he said about the Jews and where he used the most words was he used the word jealous of the Jews. Why? Because they do business together. You heard that message? Does that not make sense? Right? They do business together. They keep their families together. Does that not make sense?
Close-knit circle, yeah.
Okay. I mean, guys, I get it. You know, we're not all of one ethnicity and nationality. Yo, they have done a job on us. And we're still not realizing the full extent of this ripple effect. And then they keep fucking with us. They like, oh, that was over 400 years ago. But no, it doesn't work like that. It's now that we're finding out truths or just even another side to the story, which is truth.
Mm-hmm.
So what he was saying was, these are the same people that gave us our religion, our history. What person of this magnitude has ever said something like that before in our generation?
Mike Jack. That's about it.
Come on, you get guys, you know, there's been other artists who have started this and they're not here now.
Mm-hmm.
Prince.
Yep, Prince.
Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. Like, you know, they've all kind of were almost ready to come out that bag. And Kanye's just that he's of that magnitude, and I would hate for the message to just die. And that's what I meant by it. Even if he apologized, it doesn't matter. It sparked a lot of conversation. Rodney, you know already, right? We've talked about this already. I mean, there's no leadership for us out here. Who do we turn to at the end of the day? Who do we turn to for information? That's the issue. They've done hung every single person that had that message for us. They publicly lynched them. Mm-hmm. And y'all sitting here watching this shit, supporting the nonsense. And when I say supporting, meaning even if you're not at all interested and you're just like, oh, it's Kanye, and you walked away from this party, you're on the wrong fucking side of this thing.
Complicit, yeah.
Yo, guys, it's not too much longer. You got to pick a side, man. And if you want to stay around and keep complying and yes, sir, and all this, and they cut your pay, and we keep going back, yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. At what point do we not take this thing back? But the first part of it is most of us don't even know who we are. So the self-awareness piece is huge, right? So if you don't know who you are, and you don't even love yourself, how you don't give a fuck about nothing else. And these are the guys that are running the country. These are the guys that are making the rules. They have those propensities. They do not care about people because they don't care about themselves. But they rocking us to sleep. Oh, it's your ancestors. They fought for the right to. No, I'm not hearing that right to vote shit. It's just dumb.
And the votes don't matter.
It really is dumb.
They're selected. You know what I mean? Not elected.
And then when you have an opinion on which way to vote, this man votes Trump. He wears the hat. Everybody's up in arms. Yo, this emotional ride that we on, if you don't come off it, you just ain't making it, man. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you this shit right now. They are going to continue to play these games with us. Their vice grip is going to get super strong, and we know it. We know it because we're in the industry that's going to control all things. And it can be turned off instantly, right? Just by being on here, you're part of misinformation. He didn't lie about anything. Nick Cannon did the same thing when he was talking all things. Mm-hmm. You see what they did to him, right? Took his show away from him. Did all sorts of shit. Made him sit down with the rabbi, apologize. Wow. That's weak, man. And I told y'all call to action. So start looking at the JP Morgan Chase situation. This is where Kanye needs a strong team of individuals around him. Mm-hmm. To strategize, right? Because it's like, all right, JP Morgan, whatever. Hey guys, listen, go to my website, list the banks that JP Morgan are associated with. Pull all your stuff from there.
Spot on, Hot Rod. Man, if you want to know who controls you, look at who you are not allowed to criticize. Spot on.
That's it. So go make a post about your boss right now, your supervisor, of how you truly feel, or you just letting it out, or maybe even say it to them and see what the circumstances are going to be. Mm-hmm. So losing 50% is nothing, because he's like, yo, I can move to Dubai and just be good and never have to work again. It's the wild part is like, what's the measurement of money right now? Like what's a loss? He only gained. That guy started with nothing. That's our fears that we're putting out there. Yo, I'm not liking this weak shit with this one. Mm-hmm. I'm not feeling this at all, guys, because it's not about Kanye, and he's telling you this. And I know the feeling because I'm here. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Come on, man. Ain't no money in this teaching shit. It's just, it's my calling. Mm-hmm. And then all things work out. I could be getting mine like everybody else. I did that already. That shit don't add to the ecosystem because that's not what we put here for. They stoke an emotion on the other side, where on Kanye's side, it's thought-provoking talk that's happening, right? in the rabbit hole, somebody posted the Holocaust situation, right? It's something I never even had to analyze. I never even gave a fuck. Either way it went, right? And then you start to look, and it's like, we don't have conclusive evidence that thing really happened to that magnitude, right? And what I do know about those guys is they're scam artists. I can tell you that. I lived that life. Nobody else can tell me anything about that. In New York, those rabbis are scam artists, all of them. They run the biggest scams in the city. They are the original scammers. It's rabbi. They just can't be touched because they're insulated. They have an ecosystem. They have their own ambulance, their own police, their own, all types of stuff. So story, one of my Jew friends, Jacob, no lie, cats. I can't even make this up. This guy is on my ass. I own these vending massage chairs and I'm putting them around Brooklyn and he's seeing them, right? And these guys, they see people, he's going in there every day to look at my chairs inside of a laundromat. So he calls the phone number. I got a phone number on there. If something's, broken, whatever. I end up calling him back. He's like, yeah, I just want to meet with you. I see these vending massage chairs. I'm interested. All right, let's meet at one of the locations. Hasidic Jew. He's like, what do you have? How many do you have? He saw a couple of them already. So I'm like, but I'm not even really selling. And then he's like, what would the number, and I'm like, but I'm not selling. So make me an offer. And then we can talk. Long story short, me and him build a relationship. I end up selling it to him after I was like done with it. It was stepped on. Like people were unplugging it just to sit in it. Money was kind of dwindling. You had to watch it. So I end up selling the business to him, but then we gain a relationship throughout the time, right? So what Jacob did for a living was Jacob is in credit card processing, and he had all the Rainbow accounts. Now, if anybody knows, Rainbow's the biggest clothing store chain in the world, right? So he's making money off of transactions, and he's got horrible rates. Maybe not for Rainbow, but definitely for my people that I put on it to him. We found out after he was robbing. I was like, come on, Jacob, we got a relationship. You could possibly do it to others, but just showing you that, these guys were charging, where you legally 1 point, they were doubling it 2.5 points, but you don't know as a Black business owner what the standard is because it's your first time getting merchant, services. All right, whatever. He's gouging us. Cool. I remember going to visit him at his home one day, and it's probably around like 8 o'clock. So when I pulled up to his building, I rang the doorbell, and then there was a guy walking by, and then he's like, who you here to see? Right? Same guy, one of those guys. And I'm like, Jacob. And he's like, well, everybody's name's Jacob. This dude's talking to me like this, right? So I'm like, listen, he's coming down in a minute. This guy didn't leave the front stoop until Jacob came down and was like, oh, yeah, they said something, and that was it. So showing you how these guys police their community. This ain't like their own island or anything like that where you don't belong there. Like you are there because you're always there. Mm-hmm. Right, Champ?
Facts.
They are just sitting center.
Right.
That's it. Right. They have their everything is there. They don't need to go too far. Right. They just have way too many vans that take up too much parking. Put it. I mean, like, I'm like, what the fuck? So as I'm building this relationship with this guy, I'm also understanding the practices of how they work. No Jew should be left behind. And so I'm like, man, they got these dudes trained too. Little do they know, right? Because they got to wear this uniform all day. They got to keep having kids until they can't have kids. Like there's so much pressure on these guys, right? They're being told what to do every day. So I found out through them that I can, because I'm like, yo, listen, fuck all that. I'm not doing that stuff. But y'all got something good going on, right? So even when he was working with me during holidays, this is how bullshit the whole thing is, right? If you have an American partner, you can break all tradition for this money, right? So you see Jared Kushner, all secretary. Man, this guy had to call the rabbi. They basically just dropping money off. Like, okay, can I do? It's all that, right? This is how much power they have within their own culture, because in order to to even build something like that, there has to be super organization, right? That religion is built like an organization.
Mm-hmm.
That's not no priest talking about, blessing you with something and then you go about your business. It's a fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big business, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm intrigued by that. I can convert, but they're like, yo, there's some obligations, but I'm like, nah, there's some other guys that they look different from y'all, and they're downtown and they're getting money. They're not doing all that, right? But clearly what happened is they have American partners, right? So, extravaganza, I'm off this. Yo, so I say that to say, we just don't really fuck with each other. Let's be honest. And that's the issue. Mm-hmm. That black dollar comes in our hands and it goes out in seconds. The Jews' dollar, and I don't even know where it's at now, but it was circulating days before it left the community. Y'all understand these stats? So back when I first got to New York with my wife now, we were dating then, I created a product called the Black Card, right? So the Black Card, I was going around to black store owners, restaurant owners in New York, getting them to sign up. Listen, I'm going to build this website. I'm going to put your stuff on here. People are going to get a card, and then whatever discount that you're willing to give, you just honor it in the store, right? This thing is going to be the new green book, right? Linking African-American businesses. Now you see it all over the place. Everything is by black. Everything's by black. No, I'm original by black, right? So we get a call from WBLS one day, black-owned radio station in New York, and they're like, listen, we love this product because we're starting to get accounts now. We had Justin's, we're moving. We get the meeting with WBLS, and I bring people in there that didn't even have nothing to do with the business, right? Because that's just how I am. If you rocked with me, we go into the building. So we're in this conference room. They're like, yeah, we'd love to, whatever, and could run the ads and, all things great with the talk, right? Black-owned radio station, the biggest one in New York. We're based here. We're starting here. It could steamroll, right? These fuckers took the business idea and ran with it. Sitting in the car, like, what are we hearing right now? We never heard back from them, right? It's the first corporate meeting. So I'm just telling you that they have a way of dealing with us that's got to stop. You see what I'm saying? So if it takes this guy to be a martyr, to sacrifice hundreds of millions, right? Because let's think about it. How crazy do you have to be for one, to amass that much wealth, and then two, to fuck it up? It's the message. He says, get the money and then go to war. Andrew Tate is going through the same thing too. This guy who's all banned. This guy can't rent on Turo, Airbnb, like nothing. He's like, yo, if I didn't get this money, it'd be done. You cook. Like, think about it. They canceled you, took you off of Visa, MasterCard, American Express, all things. Is anybody on here set up correctly? Mm-hmm. That's the message y'all missing, man. And I can't believe y'all not seeing it. But you letting the other side rock you to sleep right now, right? Anti-Semitic. Come on, man.
Joke.
But for one, he didn't say anything. And even if he did, so what?
It wasn't anti-Semitic. That's the thing.
It wasn't, but even if he did, so what? Mm-hmm. I mean, when are we going to get back to this point here? Like, yo, listen, just don't support the person. Maybe they are right about this woke culture situation. That's some shit they created, because there's no way that we are falling for this stuff over and over. And there's no way we're creating it. So I found out Candace Owens went to my high school, graduated from my high school in Connecticut. I like her. She holds you accountable, right? But you can't see past her white husband and all things. I have a better understanding of her. When you are in that town, Stanford, and you're black in where she's at, because I'll just give you an idea. My graduating class, we had about 17 kids in that class that all had like perfects on their SATs, right? So there's some affluent families, and there's two sides to it. There's the hood, and then there's that shit, right? So we knew the black guys and the black girls, not really the guys, right? Because we ain't mixed with them, but the girls you knew because they was just, it was a girl, and you know, all things bad most of the time. So we knew how they were. Right. So that was just the world that they were in. They were around a lot of affluent people before, and they weren't going to come mix with us and come to our side of town. Similar like Nunu and ATL. Right. I had to make that the correlation. So it gave me a different perspective, because I'm like, oh, she's from the town. I know her. You know what I'm saying? But people don't even listen to the message. Right. People don't listen to the message because they're just like, they have a predetermined notion that, you know, her, I don't want to hear what she has to say. Even if it was like, yo, here's the promised land. This is how crazy we are with this. Jerry, you seeing the messages? You seeing what this man is trying to do right now? You know, he's like, yo, the Jews don't abort their babies the way that we do. Right. So that means we're not even like, there's no more procreating. Like things are, it's a whole nother topic. But yo, guys, we got to get it together. They are stripping us of everything before the massive change. Right. But it's like, yo, what's that? Man, this crypto shit got to work for the amount of fines they're going to give you.
Has to. Especially.
I mean, hell, all my age bar done. I just got to come offline at that point. They win. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, yo, enough's enough. This is crazy. So you know what it is. Mm-hmm. Those neighborhoods. I'm an energy person, guys. Right? That's not good energy. A lot of the stuff they're doing to this man right there, this is nasty work, right? Mm-hmm. It takes a sinister person to do things like that. They did it to Bill Cosby. They do it to all of us. That's their way of publicly lynching us right here. Because what's it going to do? It's going to get the masses to say, I ain't saying nothing. So this is where you get a Kenny Burns. And listen, if you know Kenny Burns, he's all things industry, going back to Rockefeller. Mm-hmm. Right. So understand when these guys are like groomed to act a certain way for so many years in order for them to feed their family, they feed their family well. Mm-hmm. Right. So we aspire to do what those guys do within those industries. I didn't play it. I didn't like it. I was in those doors. I hated every single person I met. Energy. Mm-hmm. Right. So, you know, that's a top down situation. They don't just come in the door acting crazy. They're just holding on to whatever they can hold on to. So, okay, so who's the guy above him and how he's acting? And then who's these guys right here?
Yeah. All facts.
So that shit, it was always bad work for me when I went in there. The energy wasn't right. And those guys create that sort of environment. They do the same thing. If you go look at every trophy that's hoisted for every NBA championship and show me the first guy that they bring on. Right? And what do they look like?
Mm-hmm. A non-player. Every time.
That's the big dog.
Word.
Right? When you want to know who the big dogs are, those are the big dogs. They use that to you know, as a little plaything. Mm-hmm. You know, that's an elite group of people. When Farrakhan had his speech that time, and he riled everybody up, right? Told us about the vaccine, warned us, boom, all things great. Then the photos started to drop on social media. Allen Iverson with Farrakhan, Dwayne Wade with Farrakhan, boom, boom, boom. Everybody pictures with Farrakhan. Not even from that event, just not even 24 hours. Everybody's apologizing. Everybody. Oh my God, look at all the associations with these athletes and Farrakhan. This guy is a racist. He's all things, right? Because they always say this about him. So now these guys, they don't realize this. These guys are still pretty young. So this is kind of their first go at this situation. They think they got money and power, right? AI, Reebok, come here.
Let's have a conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know about this. Dwayne Wade. Oh, I'm sorry. I've never heard so many black men in my life apologize back to back. I said, no, this ain't the representation I want. That ain't me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That ain't me. But guys, for the most part, the person that's paying us is controlling us. Right? The criticized stuff is good too, but whoever's cutting your check, it has some control over you. Right? He's bringing awareness to an issue that we have. It's not about a billionaire losing $500 million. No, you're missing it. He's delivering a message about things that are happening, systems that are here. Like, no, it doesn't have to be done this way. He's at war, but y'all not backing him. And I get it. You might lose your job. You might lose your page. Nobody got time for that.
Fuck that. Say it. Stand on what you believe in.
I'm sorry. Wait.
I wish I would.
Well, I mean, there's times where, listen, I've probably said some things to some people back in the day that just were insensitive. You know what I'm saying? But if I make if it's in my heart of heart and this is just what I'm saying and that's what it is, then I don't know what y'all talking about because I don't view that person like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making me lie at this point. And you dangling a carrot over me. Take the money, I'll make it again. The average working guy can't think like that, right? Because it today, tomorrow, that's how it works. You're just not wired to think like that. Okay, take the money. I'll figure it out. He's better off independent. He can get direct to consumer. What are they gonna do? They're gonna block the whole entire world from doing business with this guy? One guy? Then that's gonna show you how powerful that message is. This is why they don't, it's not a problem until it's like a people's movement. And he's trying to tell y'all dummy something.
Straight up.
I'm being nice with the word dummy. Because this is that one time that you should probably pay a little bit more attention to the message. I'm telling y'all guys, we're here. We're here. When this shit changes, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So don't condition yourself to go in there. Listen, we didn't join this crypto group because we're just sitting here thinking like other people. But that's a small piece to it. They're going to come for all of it. They're going to be able to block it at any time. They just put a block on your wallet address. You can't move. You can't do anything. You're just looking at a balance.
Yep.
And who knows how they're going to write the law? Because we don't read anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yep. This is all digital law at this point right now. This to this magnitude is not happened. So who's going to read all that stuff?
Not the common person.
Guys, just don't miss this message, please, man. I'm telling you. This one you don't want to miss. George Floyd don't got nothing on this one.
Straight up. Because they set the stage.
That's kind of black and white. We get that one. That's vicious.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. Right? This is the table set. The table is set. Don't let these young kids outshine y'all either. Right? Because they're just too dumb to even remember history. So they're just like, that ain't right. So when I went to a fashion show a couple weeks ago, and last month, and Dapper Dan was there. So when they were giving him an award that night, it was the lady, as she's introducing him, had mentioned, like, if it wasn't for Twitter, Dapper Dan wasn't going to get his justice from those high-end fashion designers, Gucci, right? That's all his stuff.
And that's all his creations. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody said anything. And at that time, you don't even have a voice, right? So think about it. How many people have they done this to over and over that we don't know about, right? That could have been our family members, right? That money could have been flowing into another, situation in another pocket. And you get what I'm saying? So when they literally burn these towns and put them under bridges, I mean, under lakes, Lake Lanier in Georgia, every lake is damn near a thriving Black city or town.
Central Park, Seneca Village.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So when you start going back into the history to see this, like, where would we be right now? Let's be honest. Where would we be right now? We had airports, we had we had hospitals. They had that stuff already. That wasn't just Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
It was all over the United States. These things were popping up.
Absolute facts.
Come on, man. Like, yo, if not for them, at what point do we reconstruct? This shit ain't looking good. They telling you not to buy, and they're buying.
Custody and crypto. Now making you all customers after they told you was banned. You can't buy. Shit is wild, man. It's a dirty game we playing.
Yo, it's like, come on, look at all these people that got fired in New York. Now they can come back with back pay and all that. But what do you think you did to them in that meantime?
I'll get the number.
Risky race.
I'll get the double.
Yo.
You like onions on it? Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, this ain't working, man. I'm just every day I'm just baffled by the amount of people that I know that just they can't do anything. It's whatever. It's not their problem.
Until it is, and they're gonna be the ones that's affected.
Everybody we are all affected. They don't even know what's happening right now. This is one of those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the same game. It's just a different playing field and a different time, but it's the same game. So we just want this man to lose. Is this what we're saying?
Shit's sad, man.
Yeah, we just want to see people lose all day. So what does that say about you? I mean, just think about it. What does that say about you? Put yourself in that position. And let's say if you were putting up that fight for whatever reason. We just want to see somebody lose. Wow. Listen, don't get me wrong. The guys who I want to lose, right? Because we're talking about people that just are not adding anything to the ecosystem. They just here to take and control and take and control, right? They're great at that. But this man is giving up a whole lot of shit to put this messaging out, and y'all not even listening to the messaging, and all you keep thinking about is Jewish no. And he just said that we're the original.
We the original Jews.
We the original Jews. So, but nobody's Googling that, right? I get it. That might go over your head. And then but that's the talk that they say is crazy, but nobody's picking up those headlines because there's facts to stand behind that. So they're like, you know what? They're not going to kick up no dust in that area. Act like you didn't even hear that one.
Straight up. 100% facts.
Because them ends ain't going to read all that stuff, right? They just know it already, right? There's no way those ends are going to go read all that stuff. They too consumed. But you ain't hear that part, right? Anybody can claim that they're the original people. So why do the Jews why are they so up in arms? Like, why are you so upset? That's because you're not.
Right.
Even if I didn't know what I know, and a little bit I know, right? I know how to feel energy of people. And it's like, yo, why are you being so defensive right now? If you're original, you're just original. Like, yo, I'm original. I'm out. Y'all done? They fight so hard to crush everything that questions that. That's power, right? We don't fight that hard. Papa John's, he can make racist comments. We gonna be eating Papa John's, right? All these guys, they say the most, and we're back. We just support them. We funding our own demise, guys. I'm telling you this. If we start to follow the money a little bit more in this country, you'll see where all roads lead to. And that's who's running everything. Right? They fund all the agendas to create problems and businesses out of everything. And we keep consuming the same situation. It's not working. But this ain't humanity. This is some bullshit. This shit is artificial. You're not even who you think you are. So if you're on the side of like watching somebody lose everything, good luck, man. Good luck. Because that's whack. I mean, come on. They're hell bent on taking everything down. If it wasn't for people that were listening and kind of bouncing these things around, that none of it would be in existence right now.
Yeah, this is wild. So while you talking, I'm thinking, right? My brain is turning. So you know, Wallow and Gilly just got $100 million for their platform to stay on Barstool Sports. Right. So the first thing I start thinking about is who owns Barstool Sports. Dave Portnoy has a huge stake in it. I just happened to pull up the Wikipedia. Who is David Portnoy? He grew up in Swampscott, Massachusetts. He is Jewish. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, this is public information. And then now it's telling you, listen, all of these guys they're always the tops of the tops. These are the guys that's issuing the checks. Now think about this. What just happened after Kanye was on Drink Champs? Immediately, Nori under pressure. Nori apologizes. Now he's going on a world tour. You see him on all these sites and they're putting the soundbite out. Yo, I'm sorry, I didn't know he was gonna do that. Right? Backpedaling. But during the interview, he was, you know what I mean? He's listening, he was subscribing. Even though it's over the head, you know what I mean? You could tell he's still subscribing to it. He's listening, he's ingesting it. But as soon as the joint is over, now you standing against this man because this is what the machine is doing. You know what I mean? The machine told you to do that. Any other time, bro, you wouldn't have did that. Because now you're thinking about, yo, I don't want to mess my bag up. Now think about the same situation going on with Gilly and Wallow. You know what I mean? It's going to be the same situation. These guys just got the super bag and they deserve it. They put in that work. I'm proud of these guys. But then now think about it. Soon as somebody comes on the platform, colors outside of the lines, it's problematic. There's going to be an issue. And guess what's going to happen? Oh, no, we don't subscribe to that. We don't support that. You're going to see it. You know what I mean? It's all good now because they got the bag. This is the part everybody should clap for. All right, another one of your black and brown brothers just got a bag. You know what I mean? Hoorah for that. But just watch how this plays out. They got $100 million to stay on this platform for a reason. And then look at everybody that's on their platform. This is not high-level, thought-provoking stuff. This is a lot of times it's nonsense. You know, and I'm a rapper. I'm saying this from personal perspective. You know what I mean? I make music. These guys make music, and everything they talk about is nonsense. It's no game. It's no culture pushing. We're not progressing the people. It's no gems being dropped in there. And it's what they got on there. Whole bunch of rappers. Everybody holding AKs and sticks, M9s, M4s. Like, we got drums on top of these ladders, and this is what they talking about. So now you perpetuating death and murder and killing, right? This is what you're promoting on your platform, and everybody is tuning in for this. So now think about it. They just gave them guys $100 million, and this is what they pushing. Again, I'm supporting what they did, what they accomplished, right? Knowing where they came from. But it's like, yo, now when you look at things from a granular space and you kind of see how this landscape is playing out, you know these guys are controlled just like everything else. These guys are sitting in the top seats. This is the wickedness you got to fight against. You perpetuate death, it's a thumbs up. They putting millions and millions behind you. You getting Super Bowl appearances and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? You doing a halftime show, all that. And then now look what Ye's doing. He's speaking out against the machine. Now he's crazy. Now he's got to take his meds. Everything he's saying is wrong. You know what I mean? Now they pushing the culture to be against the same person that's fighting for us. It's crazy, man. People don't think about this. Oh, nah, yeah, that's a fact. Ye called out Soros.
I mean, listen, how they taught us to go out there and get money, and we're watching a guy losing money, right? So that's losing. This is why we can cheer for the winning side, right? But when he gets the billion, it's like, right? When he loses, it's like, oh man, what the fuck? Scarcity mindset, man. I mean, everybody's not going to meet us at where we're all at. And I'm not saying this to take a dig at anybody, but I'm not wasting a whole lot of time with a whole lot of people anymore. Just, I don't really have words for shit that don't matter. For these times right now, that's the role I'm taking on. So if I leave y'all with anything, man, stop with the headlines. You know what I'm saying? Think a little bit, because even with this crypto situation, and this was probably the biggest surprise that I got out of even this creating the university, right? Was how many people came to me after and was like, Steve, I'm thinking about a lot of things differently, right? You taught me how to question things. You know what I'm saying? And then the Dot Connect helps because it just gives you perspective. So when I post the radical stuff, I always have a group of people like, yo, I was waiting for you to drop something like that. Because it's like, what other outlet are you going to go to get somebody to give your perspective, which is, be honest, the truth. Or if not, it's just a different perspective to say, you know what, that does make fucking sense. But nothing's that important for us because they can make it a meme. And it's just, like literally Michael Jordan, the greatest athlete ever, is a meme. This is the power of this technology, man. It could make or break you. So we're cheering, right? We want somebody to lose. So if it's going to break a guy worth $1 billion, how easy is it going to be for you to get bucked? Come on, man. That dude's making it easy for them. They're not even asking you, can they do it? You just touching your toes, man. I mean, I got to start talking like this because this shit, they not understanding nothing else.
Not real still.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, yo, let me get your lunch money. Like that type of easy stuff. Now, the crazy part about those guys now is, yo, they're not even hiding the shit. They're saying it out of their mouths. Oh, yeah, they want reparation because they're criminals. Yo, they talking to y'all like that because he ain't talking to me because I don't want reparation. I wanted an XRP if you're going to give anything.
Straight up.
But I don't want US dollar. The day they give that shit's done.
And that shit programmable. They can freeze it instantaneously. One phone call.
I mean, they're going to give them US dollar, at this point.
Even the CBDC, and that's a domestic product. You know what I mean? It's like...
So just don't make it so easy, guys. You making my job harder. Put it that way. Right? Because I got to carry too much of this load. And I don't like that there's not enough guys on this side. And I swear to God, if I didn't have this crypto group, my goodness. My goodness. And the line was in the sand when we went through that pandemic. I saw it then, like, I said, oh shit, okay. All right. And then now I'm seeing things happening and people still not caring. Everybody's caught up. They got us consumed. Now these shows come out. Back in our days, we had to wait a week to see a show. Right now it's like whoosh, whole library. Mad shit. So they got you occupied, man. I get it. But damn, where are the front line guys, man? Because this one here, this is a big one. And like Champ said, yo, these billionaires are only in this position because we support Apple and Amazon. But how easy would it be if you just go back to the fucking store? Because half the shit on there is trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they take it back, because they know there's no, they're not backing anything there. That thing is a logistic company. You know, they just slinging fries like McDonald's, but we know it's the real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that lawsuit the other day, the black McDonald owners, they were suing McDonald's. They were forcing them to only gave them an opportunity in the hoods. So their insurance was more, they had to hire 24-hour security. But you know, just mad stuff happens at McDonald's in the hood. Mm-hmm. Right? Your employees fight, oil, you name it. So they're not as profitable. And the real estate isn't. But these guys didn't want that. So they lost the case. But listen, you shouldn't even be selling McDonald's. So I ain't even with it.
Hell no.
But they're doing it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's always an individual, right? And we're just like, whatever, it's not our problem. But y'all not realizing that at some point we got to kind of come together on this. Y'all fucking this up for me, man. I'm being honest with you. Because I'm one of those frontline guys. You making it hard, not having a stance. It's going to come back and bite us. I'm telling you, it's going to come back and bite us. You know, for how long they've been putting that, what's that law for them, the government to control the internet on every ballot? Act net 60, net something.
Yeah, I forgot that shit. Net. Hold on.
Every single election, it's like, who's even putting that thing on there? Right? There has to be a conversation first about that. That shit gonna pass one day. It's here because they own the tech guys, right? Tech guy comes in, he's bigger than life, and they give him the parameters and the rules. Every single one of them. You can't say this. You can't say vax. You can't do this. You can't say black. You remember Instagram took down all those black hashtags that were spreading positivity? Mm-hmm. No uproar with that, right? So y'all worried about this man wearing a White Lives t-shirt situation, but y'all missed everything else that's been hitting us every single day. Y'all hating. That's self-hate. And I'm not even mad at you guys. That's the other thing too, right? Because that's just the place I'm at. Because I know that if anybody knew truly and wasn't conditioned that way, there's no way that they'd want to choose to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't, you're taught that stuff. That's not our natural propensities. We're not put here to not connect with each other. Dumbest species ever to hit this earth, man. I'm telling you, the dumbest. Like, we are, this could be a real dope party if you think about it, right? Think about it. If those guys weren't in the way, this would be a fucking party.
Straight up.
Oh, I'd be smoking my neighborhood like nobody's business, man. They be, some of them coming, oh, we thought your house was on fire. No, we're barbecuing.
Barbecuing out this motherfucker.
Right? You know how different things would be? Our environment would probably be a little crazy, you know, but man, who knows? Mm-hmm. But y'all, I'm trying to have a good time, man. Y'all messing this shit up. And then you look back in history and every generation went through this. And I'm like, oh my God, we could only beat them financially. That's the only thing those guys care about is their money. It's the only thing they care about is their money. You know, what do we say? Oh, it's only 141 million. Jamie Dimon, and it's like, yo, it's always something, right? So even if you would have had 141 billion, you'd be like, that's only, they're always going to have that much up on us. Mm-hmm. Come on, we know that company's supposed to be $1 trillion company if ran correctly. he accounted for 69% of their online sales. We did not buy Adidas because of Adidas.
Right.
Stop.
That was yay. That was all flavor.
That is a basketball sneaker at best. At best, they make the best basketball sneakers, but nobody rocks them because they don't have the marquee players.
Mm-hmm. And no flavor. Designs be
Stop.
washed. Designs be washed.
Come on. You got Under Armour, and that's terrible, but that's new. You got Puma, that's accepted by the culture because of Jay-Z is president over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop, man.
At a nip, yeah.
That's going to be the loss that nobody's going to be talking about. Right? That's going to be the loss nobody's going to talk about. Their sales. You worried about one man. This is one whole company that this guy made up 70% of online sales. And you telling me that they're just going to regain 70% and take his name off the product? I saw those fake ones around too. And I'm like, yo, they're a little crazy for that. That looks like everybody says that to themselves. So, I mean, just root for him just for the power, right? Just being able to beat those guys. But most people don't even know who those guys are.
Mm-hmm. And they don't care to look either.
Yo, we're funding things that are funding our demise. Come on, I'm not trying to bite my nose, man. That's how y'all look. Bite your nose. Try it. Yo, what's the minute mark on that?
Oh, shit, 118.
All right.
Yo.
It's a sound bite. Come on, don't bite your nose, man.
That's wild.
Oh, man. It's never been done in history. It's fucking crazy. Yo, listen, I'd say this on all calls. Like, we just got to be kinder to ourselves and others. Straight like that. Like, just think about it. All right, no problem. No problems. I'm sorry. And we just go about our business. But come on, you rooting for him to lose is pretty whack, man. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? All I'm asking y'all for, the same way we tell y'all do your own research, our approach to how we analyze projects is always never listen to what somebody tells you, right? We actually we sell the news in crypto, right? That's the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just making sure. Most people don't think like that, right? They hear the news, like, oh shit, yo, here. All things sold out, all things, they got a way of riling us up. What if one day we were just like, nah, we ain't going to I'm not going to no game today. And we just fucked with them for like a week. They did the same thing to Kaepernick too, man. Y'all hating dudes on here, probably the same ones that was like not cheering for that guy either. Because what people were stuck on is how is this dummy losing his job over this? So this is not worth anything. And if he's willing to risk it, how come you're not willing to just understand why he's doing it? That's that man's pockets. He be all right. He knew what he did. And like Kanye said, you go and you get the money and then you fight the war. But y'all not trying to go to war. Not with those guys. I talk my shit. Nobody reposts my shit. A few guys, handful of guys. Damn.
People scared, man. They scared to lose their platforms, get their posts taken down. They want that little Instagram page to stay when you could just create another one. You know what I mean? So what, you lose some followers? It's like people ain't following you to follow nothing. It's all a distraction. This is some shit to keep your brain off some important stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So let the important stuff flow out there and let it catch a little bit of a wave.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime it's some dummy shit or another girl opening her legs on TikTok, it's like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck? That shit trash now. Like,
crazy.
Yo, that's some simpleton shit.
We'll say he blacklisted. Welcome to the party, man. Stand for something. You front line.
Yeah, straight up.
I mean, you see, what can you do? You can't take that shit serious. We don't own it.
Mm-hmm.
That's their data that they're using to market to us. Yo, we are the cheapest. We are some cheap. Yo, we are easily bought, man. They don't got to do much to just get us. That's the crazy part. Yo, listen, God damn, this crypto got to hit really soon. It's got to hit really soon. And you just think about it. A guy like Kanye in this crypto world, forget about it, right? You think Elon Musk is influential, and he's not doing anything, utterly amazing either. But he just has that cultural effect on people.
Mm-hmm.
Those two guys are identical, but they're on different paths. One guy's going to try to control your mind soon.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas another one is he's asking you to just open it up a little bit more. So the headline is not, it ain't about them Jews on this one.
Or bigger message than that.
It's that's just the focus. And it validated what he said because they're doing exactly what he said they do. And he knew it because he know who he's playing with. So he was well prepared to get dropped by those guys. He wanted like Roddy said at the beginning, what easier way, right, to be in breach.
Yeah. Because
he's been doing this for shock value and nothing's been happening, right? Oh yeah, Adidas stands by him. Because if it's anything non-Jewish, then there's no problem.
Mm-hmm. He's making them $2 billion a year. So of course they're gonna stand by him. Now you say this. You know what I mean? And it's everybody's up in war. They up in arms.
But it's not the Jewish stuff, it's the other messages he's giving. He's provoking thought right now, and that's dangerous.
Waking up the people, man.
I didn't even realize this in this woke culture, this much people were sleeping.
What? Man, listen. You walk past these people every day, man. You see them sleeping. Like you say, the D League, they out here. They sleepwalking. People.
Champ. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you paused up. Oh, my internet connection is not stable. What the fuck?
Yeah, there you go. You keep freezing and then popping back up.
No, my internet looked like it jumped on something else. Yo, we got a different viewpoint on this now. Anybody viewpoint changed a little bit? Jerry, I know you didn't know much coming into it.
For me, not really. I mean, I agree with everything you said. I actually watched the interview, and yes, like I mentioned, he said a lot of gems into it. And every time when he goes on an interview, from way back when, it's all thought provoking, but the forefront of it seems like chaos. But you just gotta go through that and really understand the message. But it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads. Like you said, they're just gonna read the headlines. They're gonna think Kanye's crazy or whatever the case may be. They don't know his real agenda, But no, I definitely agree with what you guys are saying.
Listen, that man's status is correct. So that's another thing he's dropping and nobody's hearing it. Being associated, calling yourself Black in America is not the thing. And you won't know it if you're not in that world of this, of really like getting your paperwork in order.
Yep, I definitely agree with that too.
I mean, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you thought you had all the crypto money in the world, it wouldn't matter.
Straight up.
If your status is incorrect, it wouldn't matter the way these guys have the laws written. But how do we not question those guys and everything that they bring or say? I'm keeping an eye on them. I'll be watching them. They be behind the most heinous crime. Like, what? That's in their nature, man. That's what they come from. These guys are archaic. They're not viewing us as people, man.
Nah.
When we drop that one, that's gonna be a big clash. Everybody better show up to that class.
Straight up.
You know, we're attesting to something that's not working for us, but they've attached so much emotion behind African American and Black American. You know what I'm saying? You ever wonder why they even would classify? If racism isn't a thing, why would they even classify? But what would it matter, right? Because in crypto, when you got a wallet, it knows no shade,
right,
at all. That's the main question. Nobody ever answers that. Like, why would they even classify? So that means that if I know anything about classification, there's got to be a pecking order here, right? You got how many countries in the world that have human rights violations against America for treatment of African Americans in America? And the UN can never take that to court. You know why? Because you're not human. So there is no human rights. That's where this man is going.
Oh, he was, whatever the case may be. He was classified 3/4 of a man years ago, right?
Listen, I'm not the guy that unsees what I saw. You know what I'm saying? That one I can't play. Most people would not want to even go that route. They'll tell you like, yo, you messing with the government. Like they just, you know, they're scared of everything. Their shadow also.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. Not everybody can make it, man. But God damn it, it can't be like this slim on this side. You know, we have to be able to influence some more people just to think, right? You don't have to be frontline, but if a memo goes out and there's just JP Morgan, there's this, and then there's all these affiliate stuff, just make it a day to just say cancel and then just find another policy or another bank. There's nothing that these guys have that you need. And just think about it, right? Because at worst, you could bank with like Cash App.
Straight up.
Unless they own that. You know what I'm saying? So we got to follow this shit to the crust. And everybody gets it. Right? Okay, they lose 10% here, but then they gain 90% because they own Cash App. Like it's got to be that sort of warfare against these guys.
Yeah, you can use
that's the shit I'm on now.
Cash service.
That's the stuff I'm on right now. No, uncovering that sort of stuff. I told my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna redo that green book. I got a copy of it here. It's like it's time for it to get redone. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be we have to have a rule book. Come on, man. We don't need these guys, man. I'm telling you, listen, all the stuff they selling, you definitely don't need it. Just even for your health's sake. So anything in a big box store, you do not need. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to a small mom and pop and pay them the extra money. What they gonna do? Close everybody's accounts? All right, well, shit, everything's on pause. Come on, you trade this market every day and just like, yo, you see the nonsense that goes on. You know, I was down like 600% today and then up 2,000%. Like it's so crazy the game that these guys play. There's chaos in everything they do. There's just chaos, right? They always want somebody because they want to be on the winning side of both coins. So whether they're losing, they're winning, and whether they're winning, they're losing. They're just winning, man. They're winning at everything. Y'all not tired of this shit?
That shit is super manipulation too. 1.12 billion in short liquidations today. I was just looking at that.
I'm seeing all those numbers, and I'm like, how long are these guys going to go and keep holding out on this thing? I'm seeing 5,000%, 8,000. I've never seen that before. Yo, these guys are just taking the money from retail investors at this point.
They're trying to take money from everybody, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
everybody getting chopped up.
They on the same page with each other though right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, they are messing with our emotions in that market. Even with Bitcoin and ETH, it's like, yo, there was a time that you could always know why. this whole shit is being manipulated right now. And I knew this was going to happen in October. I knew this was going to happen. But it's like, how much longer can they really hold on to these shorts like this? They still ain't even do anything for GameStop and all that other stuff.
Nah, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They were supposed to address that right then and there.
Because they know that's the game that they playing. We just got the key. You know what I mean? We joined the party and they ain't like it.
This shit whack, but Kanye got a wild message, man. And I would urge everybody to follow it.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop some vids. I'm gonna drop some vids in where should I throw them joints at? Rabbit hole?
Beginners.
I'll throw them beginners. Yeah, I got a couple videos I'm gonna drop right now. So just so y'all can tap in.
I'm exhausted, man. This is like one of the dumbest fights I've ever been in. This one's dumb. There's no parts of it that make sense. And I'm like, yo, is nobody seeing this?
Huh?
They're telling you out of their own mouths what they're doing.
What? Just when you were going to take a break?
Hold on.
Christine.
I got it.
All right.
Sometimes it's good to hear a little bit of what they're about to say.
Wow. I heard somebody ordering food earlier. I said, what's again, the number 3?
That was Risky Reese. I was about to
I heard
ask,
that.
get some chicken nuggets real quick.
Yeah, extra fries. Oh.
Yo, man. But that's going to be a lot of work, man. And nobody wants to do no work. You know? That's the biggest issue. It's breaking habit is hard. You know, when you saw a cussing or something,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, man, I don't love the cause that much. We can't circulate our money. That's a problem. And we've been like that for a while, though.
Yeah, it says on average the black dollar circulates 6 hours only.
6 hours?
In the
That's a lot.
In the Jewish community, it's 20 days, and in the Chinese community, it's 30 days.
Makes sense.
So it's crazy, man.
Look at how they live. They have, you know, they have to support their businesses. And the crazy part is we support their businesses. Well, not so much the Jews don't really get that much money from us.
Mm-hmm.
But the Chinese definitely do.
Oh, definitely. Liquor stores, Chinese restaurants, all that, nail services. And it's crazy because these same skill sets exist in our demographic, but we're probably their number one supporter. It's crazy.
But when that individual who looks like them opens one, it's like you rather nobody have it than her.
Right.
That's the self-hate part that we can't get over.
Stupid whack.
So you'll go somewhere and get mistreated. Right? Hurry up and pay. You'll go somewhere and get mistreated to not do business with your own people. We taking the short route. That's the small bus mentality. And nothing against the small bus. I'm just saying, like, there's no disability, let's go. Right? If there's no real physical ailment, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. What's the worst that can happen with they coming for it anyway? So we might as well just make it a little hard for them. And power in numbers, man.
That's it. Strength in numbers. That's it. That's key.
But listen, once I see you turn your back on me, I'm good for life. At that point, you know, no problem. But that part right there,
gospel.
And that's where I have to I have to trust people that come around me, and I'm starting to have trust issues now.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's shit sad too, though. Drew, you got to be like that. It's just sad.
Yeah, I don't want to be around. Just to be around at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'd rather dead silent in my thoughts than Rodney, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. Right? You're starting to see the separation. It's starting to like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now they know not to even hit you. It's to that point. That's how uncomfortable people are.
Purge 101, real shit.
And you know, coming from the Haitian background, it's crazy. My cousins decided to start this big chat, this text chat, and it was like blowing up my phone. I'm like, yo, y'all got to do something better than this. Go to WhatsApp. So they started a WhatsApp group, and I got 28 first cousins, and then it's going deeper on another side, and everybody's connected, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm odd man out in this situation right here.
Feel like a black sheep.
Man, and I'm cool with that one.
Yep.
But I bombed them one day because I was like, listen, I gotta drop something knowledgeable in here, right? Because it's all like kind of silly.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody said nothing, right? So cool. And then religion came up, and then I was like, yeah, I know how to get them. And I bombed them with that joint. Now they got a second group, and I ain't even on it.
Listen, man.
This is supposed to be about a family reunion, and I ain't even on it.
Listen, it's all good, man. Listen, that's how I gotta be sometimes. You hate to be like that, but it's like, yo, when you're trying to give somebody some edification, man, they need this. You know what I mean? You don't need the bullshit. Like a lot of the stuff ain't working. It's like, yo, you try something new. Like hear somebody else for once. You know what I mean? Like apply some critical thinking. You know what I mean?
Listen, you hit the nail on the head with that critical thinking. I'm telling you, man, that's like my wife's whole being and work, man. It's like, yo, think. You know, she don't say nothing else. It's like, where's your thinking hat? All day. And it's tough because when you have younger children, you start to see like, yo, if you leave them to their own accord with where their mind is at and the little bit they know, it's going to be dumb every time. Right. And there's that little genius that is sprinkled in, but we're not talking about that. So it's like I see the amount of work she has to put into to a system and thinking, right? How to talk on the phone, how to address people, how to look at people. Like all of this stuff has to be taught. And you got to think when you don't have a parent that's like around all day to drop them gems on you. This is why we get adults that go out here that are just like taking their kickballs or even taking other people's kickballs.
Word.
We had a talk today, and it just, it came down to like, it really does go back to the family unit. It comes down to the family unit. That's where it all starts. Where mom don't have to be out here scrambling and hustling and dad doing the same thing, and then the kids being left to their own accord. It's asinine, man. It can't work like that in these times. Like they have access to too much. You gotta be a super police. Or you just got to be present to be able to know all things that are happening.
Yeah.
So I see how much she teaches them all fucking days and instruction, like a correction of this, an adjustment. Mm-hmm. And it's every day, And these we see the counterparts out there. Those kids do not have that happening at home. And there's a difference, man. It matters. That family unit, it matters.
Straight up.
We wasn't put here to be machines to work for these guys all day just to be having how much money. Because if you're on this call right now, it's because it's about trying to get to that point. Let's all be honest with each other. That's not in the design, guys. I'm telling you that now. And the wild part is our expenses are high because now they marketing the shit out of what's that benchmark to fuck with our emotions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They playing a wild game, man. So they're gonna sell you meat and pharmaceutical together. You're gonna fall for that? Critical thinking. You hit the nail on the head. It's conflicts of interest all over the place, guys. You have to question all of it. Even the crypto the other day, I'm like, yo, this is fabricated, but it's gonna come, it's gonna hit. But it's a house of cards. You know, it's just a breeding ground for testing different product. And then the right players are gonna be in, you know, to control those industries. Because they could control the people. You know what I'm saying? Look at Elon Musk. Look how much power he has in crypto. We watched this guy manipulate 2 coins and make the most money out of anything that he's ever done before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just all by being able to control the masses. He's the only guy in crypto that's allowed to do that right now. Nobody else has that sort of power. So imagine Kanye came over here and he hired Champ as his like crypto advisor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here just being radical. Man, we make some noise in here talking about Kanye should buy a bank. No way. Don't buy no bank.
Hell nah, become your own bank.
Exactly.
Skyton way, let's get it.
Come on, man.
I don't want that hoodie talk.
This industry is prime for a guy like him. You know, NFTs, exclusive drops. The only way to get it is by getting there. Like, come on.
Straight up.
There wouldn't be a bigger project in crypto. But he's got to do it with the right guys. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be Andreessen's or, you know, it can't be those guys.
Yeah.
Andreessen's. What's his name?
Andreessen Horowitz.
He's a Jew too?
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
You see what I'm saying? You can't even make this shit up no more. No, don't do no business with those guys. That's what they say to us. So we can't say it back. Yo, this pendulum at some point has got to fucking swing that way, right? But they're going to take everybody down with them. I'm almost convinced this thing here is not going to last, and it has to evolve to something else. You know what I mean? Like, just look at what's happening right now. How long can this thing be sustained for? You know, there's no sustainability in this. I don't like the fact of not liking to be around a lot of people. That's never been my character before. But now I'm more mindful of who I put my time around. We have friends coming to town. Well, they're in town now, and they're coming to breakfast at the house tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's Daryl. He's actually in our crypto group.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's been a good little while. Yeah, because I know all things, you know, like I kind of know who the X-Men are, you know, and it's always good to get with other X-Men. But God, my phone is dead, bone dry at this point, man. Especially the shit I'm saying now. Like, I'm cooked. You know, I need one of them t-shirts. Right? Nobody's selling them t-shirts. Shopify, like, yo, yeah, how you gonna get it to us right now? This is they got this shit on lock. He could only go crypto.
Only, that's it. Everything is indie.
You know how crazy it would be if he went crypto?
And they asked him about Bitcoin. He was just like, listen, I'm just truly not knowledgeable. Instantaneously, I'm trying to find out who is this guy's right hand. How can I get a message to him to figure out how we could get him in the room? Like, that's it.
If you're not manifesting the situation right now, we would solve all problems right now.
That's it. because he got the bread. He already has the ideas. He is the design guy. You know what I mean? It's him. He's the talent. These companies ain't do nothing but assist him in production and distribution. That's it. You know what I mean? So all of these companies saying, "Oh, yeah, we're not going to do this," and we severing ties. So what? You hurting yourself. He the source. He the secret sauce. y'all wasn't nothing but the bag. Y'all just helped make the bag larger. But it's like, yo, we can't be shucking and jiving either on social media. I said this today. I'm like, yo, when I seen that Adidas is planning to basically take his name off the product and still sell it because they own the design, I'm thinking to myself, yo, what's so crazy is people are still gonna line up to buy the shit. Saying
that part, I don't know. I don't know about that part. They'd have to mark it down to like $50 to get a whole different crowd.
Nah, but that's the sentiment. People are like, yo, now I can finally get Yeezys, right? He solved the problem to get Yeezys in all stores, right? To get it where it needed to be, mass produced. So it got rid of that level of exclusivity. But now people are chiming in. Oh, yo, I'm gonna buy that. Oh, that they gonna be on sale, 120 for Yeezys now. But
it's not enough of them, champ. It ain't enough of them.
I hope not.
No, that one's not going to work. I know that for a fact. Because like I said, you didn't go to Adidas for Adidas.
Right.
Once you know that man is not, because I'll be honest, there was a pair, we were in the mall before school started for the kids. And my wife's like, oh, look, there's some Yeezys there. And I'm like, I was going to get them for my daughter. And then they didn't have her size. So then it went to Princeton.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked the guy, I'm like, yo, how did y'all get it here? He's like, oh, this orders that weren't picked up. You could never get those things past like 10 o'clock, right? Because they allow one pair per person on a pre-order. Mm-hmm. They had the inventory there. That was when he was already starting to beef with them. The effect started to like slow down on the next drop that came out. Just in that same week that he was arguing with Adidas, going back and forth, people had already was like, nope, I'm good. He's got like stands. It's a little bit different on that side with those kids, and with Virgil not being here, it's like all things went back to on his side again, because they started to create mini yays, right? Like he said, everybody who worked for him got poached to be lead designers everywhere else, and these are all the same guys that ain't fucking with him right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is how it used to be when I used to go to the labels, right? It'd be a pecking order. And I'm coming there with product and ideas. The guys who got me in the room are more so trying to take the ideas and kick me out of the room, right? So they never let me peek too far, and it never went anywhere because I felt it. And I removed myself.
Mm-hmm. That's true fashion, man. They don't create, they attach themselves to where anything else is cooking. And then they stake their claim. You know what I mean? They trademark everything. They do that with artists all the time.
And even when you saw the rise of the first the hip hop record executives started to come about, and you saw the bad contract work they were giving their artists. Mm-hmm. And these guys weren't Jews, but they learned from, you know what I'm saying? And Dave Dash talks about it. He was like, listen, I was just doing what the industry was doing. Conditioning.
Yeah.
You can't think differently and bring that shit up on a public platform. Come on, imagine everybody went down this rabbit hole that we down. They'll have a hard time like doing anything.
That jazz showed me a lot, man. This right here, this isn't even shocking to me. That situation was what did it for me, and I was gone. I was kind of a little removed. I was in the sandbox during that whole situation, but just seeing how people think and do not think, they just follow orders. You know what I mean? It's like no research, no nothing. It's like all the news is six companies control 90% of the media. 6. So it's like, yo, think about all the people in the world. And then now when you're on social media, you're getting information faster. It's more free flowing. So you're getting everything popcorn, right? You're just seeing, you just see this on Fox. You just see this on CBS that they said we have to do this. Now it's 6, 7 joints come out and y'all still getting jabbed up. Shit wild, man. Shit wild. That's sad, and that's the sad part. So I mean, but this really doesn't even shock me. But it's just it is like an eye opener. Like, damn, it's like it's only but so much you could do, but you can't stop fighting. You got to stand on what you believe. Keep speaking up, because eventually, you know, your tribe gonna find you. I think somebody wrote that in the chat. Like, you know, me, yo, I'm from such and such, and I there's nobody around me I could talk to about this type of stuff. I say, yo, welcome home. We your family. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, this is this is the good part of social media, when you actually find like-minded individuals and everybody's passing information that's, you know, thought-provoking, and all things work. You know, you can go down where you want to go down. You don't have to consume all of it, but the energy is different on this side. It's like, damn, we allergic to the truth. Like, this is crazy.
Talk.
Wow. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm gonna do my part. That's all. Yeah. And starting the university was the part, right? Because it was all things for our people for a long time. I mean, it's still the message, right? That is still the message. We're all for all people, but again, if we could change our circumstances where we at, it's a better world for everybody, period. But God, they traumatizing us, man. They're constantly hanging us, and then we just sit here and we just watch it. And sometimes we even cheer. And you look at the Dave Chappelle comeback story, you know, that was one of those people's champ situation, right? He didn't own his name. He didn't own the show. Finally, to go through all of this, to tell people not to support it, that was going about it the right way, right? To then finally them coming back around again after they're losing all this money because nobody's supporting it, to him getting the brand back again. So we can't think that it can't be done, but that was for one man, right? That wasn't so much a message. That was one man just asking for us to do something for him. Mm-hmm. But no one saw the bigger picture in what happened, right? The news didn't pick that up. Oh, Dave Chappelle got his name. Yeah, oh, he beat, you know, the news did not pick that stuff up. And that's Netflix. You know, this is like a German guy married to a black woman. This dude does not know anything about racism. All things good and smoke is on Netflix.
Right.
It don't matter what you want to say. So he comes out and he gets a massive check to just spread a message, right? Because it wasn't so much comedy. It was more thought-provoking talk. And he sprinkled a comedy in. That's a messenger. You know, sometimes it's up to us to decode it. I mean, they're saying it loud and clear now. Because back in the days, there were guys saying it, but they were talking a different language. And I could see why you had to, like, you know, not make it so remedial. Same thing with crypto, right? Everyone that came in thought it was, because the way they designed crypto, it really is to create something that it's not that difficult. You don't have to, you know, you utilize all these terms, mm-hmm. But it's all things financial. So they have to make it hard for the common person to understand. But no one in the group is, you know, they walk in one way and they come out differently. I hope y'all find this message too, man. I really do. Because it's the timing is perfect for it. that Black Lives Matters is out the way. I was never a fan of that thing from the beginning. When I see them twerking and all this other shit going on, I'm like, oh, okay, I see. They created it. During that time, man, they were rocking us to sleep. Oh yeah, we stand in solid. Yeah. All these corporations were pledging all this money. Where is the money? You know what I'm saying? There's always these guys don't give a fuck, man. It's just, this is what you have to say to pipe the crowd down. And then you've seen all this opportunity happening, right? Gillian Wallow got $100 million.
100 mil.
Now, the manifestation story is a great story, right? But the shit that them two dudes is doing, that shit vida loca. And it's going to get crazier. Yeah, I mean, that shit's going to be loving hip hop in a minute.
Word.
Right? You can see them. They love dancing too. They're going to be dancing on each other.
Yo, shit, wow.
Shit dumb. You give those guys money. I told you ain't no money in telling the truth. You got to sell demise. You got a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You got crypto scammers using my profile, probably making more money than I'm making.
Every day it's another fake page, man. I don't even trip no more. I just report them joints.
Oh, listen, be careful, guys. There's a new twist out right now, and they're catching a lot of people with it. So they are contacting family members and acting like, such and such got into a car accident. He ended up killing some people, and we need the bail money type of situation. And they're playing off this fear, and they're going to pick up money, and people are paying it. They're not even doing their own research. So these are the times that we're in right now. So there's no way you would understand Kanye's situation. Everybody's in survival mode right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's living in fear after the last 2 years. Right? So their ears are still ringing from pandemic. This is why they're pouring it on right now. That's part of that process of that reset. Right? Because you're not going to reset a situation and bring people in and let them figure out how to get more power. Because this new system really is that play. So this is how I know they're gonna be knocking us upside the head as much as possible from now till regulations. Yeah, they. I hope y'all got your XRP bags together, because that one we gave to everybody, and we still got people not believing the power of that particular project.
Sleepwalking.
All right. But I'm cool, man. Jerry Stanford, I know you said you didn't come in with much of a situation, but did this give you a little bit of perspective of what's happening out here now?
Actually, you kind of confirmed what I had in the back of my head. I was having this conversation earlier with family, and we're talking about the same thing. I said, I don't believe Kanye is stupid at all. That there's something else going on here. Otherwise, why would he go to this length unless it was something real deep and real heavy? It makes no other sense. And
But
he and I both, speaking to my family member, he and I both know, he was in the service, and we talked about some of the things that went on that he saw. And I talked about some of the things I experienced. And I'm like, yeah, we know how they operate. So we know there's a lot more than what is coming out. And like you said, sometimes you got to take that risk. I've lost jobs for that reason, standing up for what I had to say, for what I saw. Quit jobs for that, because I wasn't going to allow that to conspire. I don't care. It's not about the money for me. It's about peace of mind. It's about freedom of spirit. And I'm not going to allow you change that. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your title is. that's irrelevant to me. You're just not going to come towards me with that and think that that's going to stand. And I was kind of thinking the same thing with Kanye, but like I said, I hadn't really gotten into it that much, so I really hadn't seen what really was being said here, where, and everywhere. So I didn't know what exactly was happening other than the Adidas thing that happened today, or whatever day it was. And I said, okay.
They're going to magnify him losing right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Skechers walked him out the building. God, that's a strong headline right there.
Right. It's saying he just popped out. They had to escort him out. He didn't have a planned meeting. Instantaneously trying to badmouth him and ostracize him off the rip. You know what I mean? It's a joke, man.
And I had that same discussion, like, oh, well, he lost all that money. I said, oh, so he's only down to what, $500 million now? Oh, that's such a shame. It's like, come on, y'all. Let's be legit. The man is not an idiot. He could recreate whatever he needs to recreate to get that back. So it's not like he really lost. Like you said, Steve, he's got the knowledge, and that's never going to be taken away from him. He can redo what he needs to redo.
Mm-hmm. Said cries in billions.
It's just, listen, guys, those headlines are owned by, all things that want to shut this guy up right now. So they're pretty much demonizing him at this point, man.
And I've seen that firsthand when I worked at the hospital, where there was an incident between the officers at the hospital and some patients. I was sitting there, so I saw the entire situation. When they put it on the news, it was so skewed. It was at every parallel right angle you could think of. And I said, you guys are spinning this story so far away to try to make these officers look bad. It's like, that's not even close to what happened. As a matter of fact, they were protecting me because I was accosted by the patient. That's how it started. Because they were protecting me. Because these patients had stepped to me in my face. And they wanted to record like I was the one that was harassing them, even though you stepped in my face. And the officers protected me, and they ended up getting into a brawl with those patients. But that's not the way the story came out in the news. I actually called the news and told them that because I was incensed. I'm like, no, they were protecting me as the victim. I said, no, you're not gonna disparage these guys. They work too hard. I see them every day. I know who they are. I know what they do. You're not going to disparage their reputation on the news. Of course, I never heard back from that, but everybody else in the hospital knew what the real situation was. So nobody fell for that because we all knew. So yeah, I know full well how the media can spin things and not leave out certain parts to tell the story they want to tell, the way they want to tell it.
I mean, shit, if we own the news, wouldn't it be our perspective too? Right? All things just say, I mean, we're looking at it from both sides. There's no real controlling factor here. And, we'll give our honest opinion when, truth needs to be talked about, but I don't know, man. This can't be all, right? Like, this cannot be all. And I mean, look at those companies, guys. I get it. They do control a lot of fun in the world, but it won't take that long to dismantle shit.
No, stop.
And especially now with the economy just tanking, maybe this is one of those things, to bring down some of these empires.
And I've never wanted
definitely going to be a new rise. Which one, Jerry?
Never bought Adidas ever.
I'm trying to think about if I ever had a pair. Like, when was the last time I had a pair? To be honest with you,
I mean, you got to keep shell toes. You probably had some shells. I don't know if back in the day you was on.
I wasn't into those.
I had the old superstars, stuff like that. But I mean, that was just culture. That's Run DMC. That's
right, exactly, champ.
That's old. That's that old flow. And then I had the old Pat Ewins. You know what I mean? The pair he did, the Knicks colors that they did, the hot tops. But other than that, nobody was buying them. You know what I mean? Like that was mostly like people.
But you just named all things culture that's been running all these brands. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So in essence, we can make anybody Next
anybody.
Adidas.
Think about it. He went to Skechers. Think about it. Ye went to Skechers. Think about it.
But why would he go to Skechers though? Come on, let's be honest. Why would he go to Skechers? Who's the owner of Skechers?
The Greenberg family. So
all right. So this is what I'm saying. Why would he go to Skechers?
Because they got that bag. Right?
No, there's no way that Skechers would back them.
No, but he. So it's double-edged sword, right? If you're looking at it like he came in there with cameras. If he really wanted to do business and that was his agenda going, it's like, all right, boom, he went to a place where he know they had the capital, they had the funding, and they're a competitor, right? So strategically, you could go there. But knowing who these people are, he knows who the players are. He knew that they was probably going to turn him around anyway. That's probably why he came in there recording. You know what I mean? So it was just more to add more like, yo, this is validity to what I've been telling y'all. These people are going to turn me around because look who they are. You know what I mean?
That's all he was getting out of it. He knew, one, nothing was going to transpire from that. And they weren't going to give him the money anyway. He wouldn't have took the money.
Right. I agree with that.
So again, he just got a lot of time on his hands, guys. He's kind of not working anymore. You know what I'm saying? He's on pause right now. Yeah, he decided to be a superhero. So this is where we at.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's just fucking with them. He's shooting his own content at this point.
Wow.
That, he off of Instagram, and Twitter's like, Elon Musk is like, hey, welcome to Twitter, Kanye. And then like not even hours after, he's like, they took him off. Well, you see what side of you see where Eli at with it. I don't know, man. Let me know where to get one of them shirts from if anybody knows.
Which one you want?
White Lives Matter.
Oh yeah, on the front they said it was crazy. I dropped a video about it, but I still ain't see it.
The Pope.
Yeah, I ain't see that.
That's a strong message too.
Yeah,
I'll pop that in there.
Okay.
That's a strong message. I need that shirt. Everybody need to relax, man. These ain't the times. But Biden talking about Armageddon, and nobody's saying shit with that, right? That's how I know everybody's sleeping.
Super sleep.
But it's all good. Next week, I want to start doing status correction soon.
Oh shit. All right.
Well, we'll make it a Dot Connect segment, but it won't be aired.
Got you.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's go time. That's it.
There's no playbacks on those. I'm good, man. Yeah, a lot of we got to do better with the self-awareness, guys. If we not even loving ourselves or the situation we in, how could we even be one trying to help somebody else out, right? That ain't the way to look at it. Sometimes it just works out. You just got to kind of put it out there for people. And that's the only reason we're here, to be able to do the things that we're doing right now, guys. Don't act like it wasn't too long ago. We could have still been in them same circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
and in some ways we still are. They just smartened up their warfare, but they didn't really give us much. They give us selected few a whole lot. And then they give us the impression that, oh yeah, everybody could, but it's like, this guy has a skill set that's like, pretty special. But I just hope one day we just realize that there is none of those guys. I don't care how high you jump in whatever gym you in. If nobody's there, then you just jumping high in the gym. So I don't overvalue that situation right there. Because I know who hoists that trophy at the end of the day, and I know the type of numbers they do. So I'm always looking at the guy that's paying the guy. I just don't think on that level right there, to be enamored by, what they're giving us, because I know there's more. because somebody's giving that to them. So what are these guys doing for this? You ever think about that? They able to give LeBron a lifetime contract for $1 billion. So what's the real number behind that? And who's the talent? Every sneaker Adidas had that Champ just mentioned had a cultural attachment to it. And that's why this fucking German company is even in existence, outside of probably their soccer apparel. That's it. That's all those guys are known for. Yeah. But if Kanye added that much to a balance sheet, that's one man, right? Not the entire FIFA. Because they got every athlete underneath that Adidas situation. So that's where they make their money globally. Football. But this one man came with this one design that started it all. And he's 69% of their online sales. So now we don't know what 69% is. So Kanye loses 400 million. How much do those guys lose?
He was bringing them $2 billion a year.
Okay. That was a very hard decision for Adidas to make because they still want to hold on to that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the least they could do is try because the shit is already in production. You just got to take his name off. So he does own the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they got him on the design. But it don't matter with the design because we know that there's shit that we would never wear again that are out there, that's been out there.
Straight up.
It's fashion. It's going to evolve. It's going to change. And then, you know, things might come back around again once in a while. Yeah, I better support that man in this shit, man. I don't got too much acts of people in this crypto group, but that's definitely one of them. You know, even if you out the way, just don't add more to the fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that mentality. Oh, did you see the movie? Did you listen to the album? Nah, but my man told me. It's like, yo, bro, what are you talking about right now? Like, we've been on dummy time for a while, right? Yeah, y'all used to hear that back in the day all the time, right? Did you see the movie? Nah, it's trash, right? Well, so we've been dumb. Shit been around.
Shit's still here.
Oh man.
Yeah, this shit wild, man. I'm glad to be in this space, man. Truth be told, bro, like, yeah, I mean, like this like probably a personal thing, but it's like, yo, being in that sandbox, bro, you always feel like you by yourself. You know what I mean? You could be around all your infantrymen, whoever you got to be around. Like, you around people, right? But you still, in one way or another, you feel like you by yourself. Like, you're so secluded. You're away from everybody. This right here, like having a university, this shit right here is probably one of the dopest things ever because you're around people who are like-minded, who actually think. You know what I mean? And then when you speak to them, you know what I mean? You're not talking at them. You're talking to them, right? And we always keep our genuine. We who we are, right? You know what I mean? We shoot from the hip, but we all genuine. We all care about what's to come from this. So to see that people are receptive to the information that we could put out there, and it just spark conversation or spark a thought, and then we could discuss it. We could talk about it. Like, that's the dopest part for me. That probably trumps everything for me.
So if y'all follow EYL and you go to Rashad's page, there's a couple posts in. He has a split with a live with this guy Kenny Burns, and you got to watch Kenny, like, because you see Rashad, he getting fired up a little bit, right? But he don't know about demonetization yet, right? So Kenny's trying to keep him at bay, like, yo, you can't, and he's like, nah. So he's fired up, and I'm watching to see how those guys are going to approach this one. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really heard anything yet. But that's another thing. Like, what you think of all things cultural, all things news, isn't EYL the go-to for this? Is this not their perfect opportunity to talk about the biggest thing? That's all things business. Stock dropping 4%. Yeezy, because they've talked about him before when he made the $1 billion.
Right.
That was a big one. because that's what all these guys aspire to do here is make that company $1 billion company. Have y'all heard anything yet?
Nada.
But I don't know. I mean, you know, they got 19 keys tied to them, so that ship's able to still set sail. Yeah, so he's getting into it with the guy, like, what are you telling me I can't? You know, and Kenny's telling him basically you can't rock the boat. You know, and that's the exact thing that Kanye's talking about. Like, at what point do we not have to worry about rocking the boat? Because we know that's not the natural way for us to kind of move out here, right? You are purposely maneuvering in a way that you wouldn't. And if they attach enough money to it, they can get you to do whatever the fuck they want. And that's the problem with what's happening right now.
It's sad, man.
They dangling, they're not even giving out carrots at this point now. They're giving out, I don't know, crickets, right? That's what we're supposed to do.
Crickets. That protein snack. Eat Z-bugs.
Yeah, the World Economic Forum is crazy, man. This shit is. Yeah, I gotta watch a lot of those talks there too. They're pretty intense. Yo, y'all gotta understand what he's saying, please. At least just listen to him. You know? And that Fox interview, you could listen to that one. Right? Fox News putting you on the game, but most of y'all wouldn't go over there because of whatever reason. Right? What's the reason?
Disdain, man. Everybody think they just straight racist just because they was, old president supporters and all that.
Listen, man, if there's any news that I would watch, it'd be Fox.
Fox. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. Them guys question all things.
Straight
Some
up.
of it might go a little bit, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? And they have every right to think like that if they want to. That's their shit. You know what I'm saying? We got our stuff. But at some point, it's got to be family business, man. It's just not enough of us on this side like this. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But yeah, champ, I'm done, man. This dummy time radar is like, yo, this shit is like, he couldn't have said it any clearer. That's how I know people aren't even listening to what he's saying.
Yeah.
They brought up, slavery is a choice. That was the soundbite. But right after, it was like, it was a mindset. And he was talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a choice. But, when they freed the slaves, there were a lot of slaves that didn't even want to leave either, right? Because it's like, now I got to go now I got to figure this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where it's at. When you get enough handouts, you don't feel comfortable stepping outside. They can't have an opinion on this shit. Their job would have them fucking by the head. Of course. Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. But that went over everybody's head because they attached it to that time. Which if it was that would have been kind of, that would have definitely been insensitive.
Right. That would have been a wild statement, but they was missing the context. Like,
but even then, there's probably some guys that thought like that, right? Because a lot of dudes jump ship. They're like, no, I'm not even. I'll take my chances, and they drown.
Yeah.
Right. And then some dudes try to revolt, but they don't give us that story. And the shit just starts with cotton picking. I'm like, nah, that's not powerful. That don't even sound right. As smart as I am, there's no way it started with no cotton picking.
Straight up.
Nah, we too smart for that.
We taught mathematics. We taught engineering, building. You know what I mean? Bricklaying, language, all that. You know what I mean? Come on, man, stop it. People don't care, man. People don't want to read. They don't want to do the research. They don't care about that.
Nah, that's more work. They created the patent office and just took everything. I mean, come on, that's not even warfare. That shit is just like
theft.
I mean, like,
word. That's crazy. You said that.
Uphold the law, man. I mean, but that's it right? At that point, right? Because we don't know everything that we created, and what influence do you think it would have put on somebody else, and how wealthy would that guy have been right now? Mm-hmm. So the Tim Cooks and all these guys that we see now, they're at the bottom of that list. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you make all things just kind of level playing field, and even if you just started out right now with as much as they have right now, I guarantee you we close this in less than 2 decades, if not quicker. The way that all information is connected right there. Mm-hmm. Because you can't go nowhere to get anything manufactured in the world. Y'all don't see the problem in that monopoly? That's powerful, though. I'm not even going to hold you. That's pretty powerful. That man needs some help. That's the least we can do. Because that's not about him. Because none of y'all risk your job for somebody else. I mean, fuck it, I'm done. Y'all gotta look at yourselves in the mirror, so you know who you are. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna be here to judge, but you know you doing some fuck shit. That shit's weak, man, and that's why they keep having this power over us. Because we got no problems putting hands on each other, but these little dweebs come around, and everybody's upright and straight, right? Even in the hood. Hey, how you doing today? Straight killers. How? Come on, man. That don't even sit right with me. Smack them. Mm-hmm. They act dumb, smack them.
Straight cowards.
Right?
Straight cowards, man.
Yo, have a good evening. Shut your dumb ass up, man.
I'm here in Chicago. I see it firsthand every day, and it break my heart.
You see it, right? Killers, right?
I see it, man.
Wow, he said it break my heart. Nah, that's a
break
fact.
My heart, man. I used to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And I got up on the right track. You got to grow up a little bit, but to be around my friends. We old. I'm 32 now, and how they indulge in the younger guys' activity because the culture of rap is so strong. It's like they stay up on the same BS, man. It blow my mind. I'm in a group chat with them, and you guys saving me from even indulging up in their conversations. Just being here right now, I be needing this to clear my mind. Like I drove to Columbus, Ohio just to get away. I got a female that I deal with out here sometimes, so I just be getting away. I got to clear my mind. Man, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
Real. Brother, you doing the right thing, man. I'm telling you.
Crazy, man.
You grab yourself some XRP, put that shit on a cold storage, and stay out of Chicago.
Stay out the way.
That's what I've been doing. I came home from prison November 2020.
Welcome home.
I started the trucking company from my prison cell over a jail phone on LegalZoom.com. I put the call in. I came home, got my money up, hit the road, trucking all over the country, East Coast, Midwest, down South, doing my thing. The economy kind of tanked, the rates and everything, and gas prices kind of killed me and stuff like that. So I'm pivoting right now, but I'm not going back to the old lifestyle, so I stay away. You know what I mean? As much as I can. Like, I go home, but I'll be in and out there. Like, damn, why you don't stay? You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna get up on here and act like I'm a regular dude. I'm known as a street dude where I'm from, but like the change it blow their mind. Like I just changed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even though like I was always this person. Like I used to sit up on the block, and even though we was indulging in what we was indulging in, trying to survive, like how how we was looking at it. I used to always just sit off and just stay off up in the distance. Like, how the hell do I get up out of here? You know, I'm like, my mind was never boxed in. So, you know, to be where I'm at now, it'd be like, I know it's some younger dudes over there who thinking like me, but it's like, damn, like, it's like I can't reach them there. You know what I mean? So I just got to do what I got to do because I got to stay up out of there. It's too treacherous there. Like, you can't even afford to even have a conversation with a person because you'll distract them because they are trying to survive. So I do understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot going on, and just learning about crypto and being up on that path and financial literacy, just everything. And then just even watching you, Steve. I follow you, marketing guru on Instagram. I'll be on there. I'm Roll Life Tone. I'll be hitting you up sometime and stuff that. Yeah. I'll be hitting you up and stuff
I
sometimes.
get it. I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now. Listen, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate
you. And there's a lot in the group, but there's a handful of people that I know, right? Like every single time the message goes out, I know it resonates with them because they'll let me know that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yo, listen, that situation right there breaks my heart also. You know what I'm saying? Because I can remember a time when I was living in Brooklyn and running the businesses downtown, and the amount of kids that were my customers that used to come in and the circumstances that these kids were going through, you know, and the fact that it was just straight survival mode, right? They had no other choice. So there was a bunch of them that used to get with me that used to sell, used to go downtown in the same situation like you, just trying to pull off, right? Because for every minute that you're there, it could literally cost you your life, right?
Absolutely.
So, they run off, they shop, they run off, they come get ringtones from us. And there's always these patterns. So, they're selling these mixtapes and I'm like, listen, you got to move a little bit better, right? So they're like, all right, what would you do? So I remember giving them advice. They used to be car washes. And I'm like, yo, set up at these car washes right here because that's where the cars are at. So not even 2 days after that, they coming back. They're like, Steve, we're making like 3-4 runs to the city to re-up. It's working. They're allowing us to stay on point, because it's helping them, right? Because they know they're going to grab the mixtape from there. So I can remember working with these guys, and I'm only probably like 20 something, not even 30 yet. But the connection point that I had with these kids and the way that I used to inspire them, even giving them jobs, and things to do. But I just realized that cycle they in, man, not too many of them made it out, put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Such and such is not here. Such and such, they constantly catching cases coming home. And I'm like, yo, there's gotta be more to this. So just hearing your story right now kind of brings me back to that point. Cause even, I never had those type of circumstances before, right?
Yeah.
My street work was way different. It was way smarter than that stuff, right? Because I always knew, listen, I'm not beefing with nobody. Nobody wins in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to hear you now, listen, just stay away. Like, trust me, you're in the right group with this crypto situation. A couple moves, a couple years, circumstances are going to change for a lot of us.
Absolutely.
And then you can take that knowledge and information you have, and then you can feed it to some of them. Because I actually did a live talk in Detroit for one of my guys. And he had the most, even prior to me coming, he was like, yo, Steve, there's going to be the most notorious gang members in Detroit here. And when I connected with them and we started talking, they knew everything about crypto. Everything about crypto. Some of the brightest minds I've ever seen inside of a room before. And if I didn't know that they were, who they were by him telling me that, I wouldn't have. I mean, clearly, by energy, but I wouldn't have known to that extent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. They out here.
Oh,
like
man.
My guys,
these guys have money not only in the streets, but they have money in real estate. It's like, they caught between a rock and a hard place, and it's going to take somebody that they can resonate with, who knows that side of it, who knows both sides of it. And that's just been kind of the blessing that I've had over time is coming up and being able to see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to connect with all people. All people.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it was energy back then, right? It's giving off good energy. If you're fearful, then you're gonna come off nervous.
Yeah.
It's never been the case for me. And I've always been comfortable around my people because I'm like, if I can't be comfortable around them, then what? But you got a good story, man. We gotta sit tight. DM me on IG, your cell phone.
I got you.
So you still trucking or slowed up a little bit?
Yeah, it's slowed up. So it's taking it one day at a time.
Man, my man just sold both of his trucks too.
Yeah, I got the box still sitting at the truck stop. I still got my truck though.
Yeah.
It'll be all right though. You just gotta take it one day at a time. You know, the hard part of life over with. I look at it like that, like the hard part over with. I done already been through the worst, I feel like. So this right here should be a breeze. You just gotta take it one day at a time, be patient, breathe. Life could be way worse. So
yeah.
And listen, it's not your circumstances. It's just the times that we're in right now. That's all it is. That's
exactly.
Yeah, they play these games every 7-8 years. They do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the nutty shit about those guys.
Good thing though, it's an opportunity though, especially with it being down right now, crypto market and everything like that. So it's an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Everything on sale. You know the game.
Yeah, everything on sale. Yeah, I've been paying attention for a while. I was in when I was locked up, and I'm telling you how much I was on it. Instead of having a phone conversation, because I really don't got too much to talk about in prison, so I wouldn't try to have my girl on the phone too long. So I have a play a YouTube video, just keeping me up to date on what's going on. Like, look, just sit the phone down, just play YouTube, and let me hear crypto news or stock market news or whatever, just to keep my brain sharp. You know what I mean? So I've been on it. I've been paying attention for a while, but I just needed like a circle like you guys. Like I said, like I love my friends and stuff like that, my homies and stuff like that. But you gotta let people go sometime. I gotta branch off and do my thing. You know what I mean?
Real talk. And then it's always room to go back and reach that hand back. You know what I mean? Pull somebody up from where they at, because where they you used to stand where they was at.
Yeah.
And that's lit. That's dope, man. Salute for that. Welcome home.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Wow. That's it. We're going to end it on that one.
Word. Nah, that was official.
Listen, guys, man, like we got to start seeing these losses that Black men are taking as a message to us. Right? We can't keep on this hamster wheel, man. I'm over it. I'm over it. I ain't asking for much, but just don't make it harder for us. That's it. I get it. You know what I mean? Not everybody's built for this. Just don't make it harder for us. And just keep your eyes open. That's all. Don't be so quick to pass judgment.
Real spill.
And then that mental health, they could just label they can just label anybody with that. And then that shit is crazy. Of course it's crazy. Losing $500 million it would sound insane to most people. Yeah, I ain't see how the way he was talking to Adidas prior to that. Naming their names, dropping their address, like doing all sorts of stuff to get to this very point right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm good for the night. You got to play for them or no? Just drop the name of that play that you gave. That was in the 1% group. Yeah, you can get that because you gave that spot call before anyway to the group.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you want me to drop it on the call?
Nah, Champ's gonna drop it in on Telegram. But no, some people may not be over in Telegram. But
I need the Telegram too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So just hit me with your phone number. I'm gonna give you the Telegram. Telegram's on the Skype link in the bio and on the Skype page. Link in the bio on my page. Matter of fact, You'll see Discord on there.
All right.
All right, Champ, take us out.
Yo, man, appreciate y'all. This was amazing. You know what I mean? This is another episode for the books. You know what I mean? We out of here. Nothing more to it.